trust any uncle, don't trust any cousin, be they male or female, because even our male children are being abused on a daily basis. Most times it is the teachers that have always saved us from this mess, yet you find it difficult to respect your children's class teacher. The only thing you know how to do is when that child comes and reports his or her teacher, you tie your wrapper or you wear your jeans the next day and you go to fight a teacher who have. Hello and welcome back, friends. How have you been? I am okay, God. I actually want to address something here. It's as a result of what someone shared in the group I belong to, and I felt it is necessary for me to come here and share it, being that families experience, they say, is the best teacher. But for me, I will always say, don't wait to have the same experience which you would have learned from. Don't wait to make the mistake of others, but rather learn from other persons. So what I'm about to hear, now I'm talking to every parent, every caregiver, whether you have given birth biologically, or you are taking care of someone's children, or you are a teacher, you are an elder or elder sister or elder brother, whosoever you are a parent and you are a caregiver, you are also a guardian. I am talking to you. Please make sure you try to tell the story rather just the way it was told. I might miss some things, but I want to point the most important things out. Okay, this girl, the parents are workers. Probably they are into this 9-to-5 job, and every morning they have an Okada man. If you are watching me, my audience from across the globe, Okada in Nigeria means bicycle riders. Is it bicycle? Motorcycle riders, yes, two-wheel riders. Picks this girl up from the house every blessed day and takes her to the school for a long time. Until one fateful day, the mother received a call from the class teacher of her little girl, asking her to make sure she comes down to the school before the school dismisses for the day. And the mother was in panic, and she was asking the class teacher, is everything all right? He said, everything is okay, but just make sure you come before we break for the day. That was the message. And for the woman, that's the mother of the girl, she was not at rest. So she decided to take permission from work to go straight to her baby girl's school. On her arrival, she met the class teacher and rushed to her. Where is my daughter? He said everything is okay, but the discussion I want to have with you is going to be on a private level. Please follow me to somewhere quiet. And according to her, she said she followed her just like a sheep. They got into an empty class, and the class teacher began to ask her, your baby, when does she leave home for school? She said the mother of the girl was in her heart. She was like, why is this question coming up? But anyway, she decided to answer and said she leaves 7 or 15 minutes after 7, because she herself, being the mother, will leave for office after her baby have left. She said, and who is the person that picks your daughter up? He said it's an Okada man, like I mentioned before, her driver, who happens to be somebody that the family have known for a long time. The family have known this driver for a long time, and that's why they were able to release her into his care to be picking her up every day and taking her to school. And The class teacher went on to say, and how has her behavior been over this period of time that this man have been picking her? The mother was still answering. She said, nothing. Nothing. Her behavior is still normal. He said, okay. Now, I'm going to tell you something, madam. Just calm your mouth, relax, okay? I'm breaking the news to you. And she said, okay. And the class teacher said, your daughter comes to the school every day at 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. And each time she comes to the school, she is always moody, crying. And she, being the class teacher, will always think that the girl doesn't want to come to school. And she will try as much as possible to pet her and all of that. Until that very day, the girl came in, was crying, and she also petted her, gave her some sweets, and promised her she was going to give her more. And took her privately to ask her, what is the problem? Why do you always cry? She said her driver have been abusing her. That every day he takes her from the house, he drives her straight to his own house, molests her before bringing her to school, threatens her that if she ever opens up her mouth to tell anybody, that she was going to kill him. And on this blessed day, the teacher got to know the reason behind this girl always being moody and crying. At this point, the mother of this girl broke down and she nearly fainted, according to the story. And she was like, how could he do this to her? How could he do this to her little baby, just 6 years old? Well, the story never told, as they shared the story, they never mentioned how long, whether it has been for 2 years or 3 years, or ever since that child was in the kindergarten, that the man started picking her up to school, that he started abusing her. But this was only founded out when the girl turned 6. And the class teacher was like, okay, should I call your husband? He said no, that her husband is going to do something crazy, that she's going to try as much as possible to see how she's going to relate it to her husband. There and there, she called her sister-in-law and explained things to her. Later on, they explained to her husband, and the man was mad. I mean, who is not going to be mad? Even if you are not a mother, a biological mother to this child, even myself, I am feeling it not to talk of. And the man was apprehended. Now, what is the moral of this story? The actual reason why I have to make this video is because a lot of parents are so careless, so carefree. We are busy pursuing money. I am not saying to pursue money is wrong. No. But when you pursue money at the detriment of your child, it will turn out to be something worse. Then, do not trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. I find it so weird for mothers who are so reluctant, is that the right word I'm looking for their husband to be dating their daughters age 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and you say, no, my husband is dating her. My husband is the one that has been dating her since. You don't know that by the time this child is used to the father always dating her, she will also be used to another man touching her, and she wouldn't see anything wrong about it. Mothers, I know that it's so overwhelming. I mean, in a home where you have the husband and the wife, and you will always have the wife to arrange for who picks who or who takes who to school and brings who back. What does the man do? What are we not supposed to be helpmates? Now, if that woman who have always rushed to work in order to make ends meet, had known that something like this is going to happen to her daughter, I think she would have devised another means. For instance, if she leaves her house by 7:30 so that she can resume work by 8 or 8:30, she will prefer to take that her daughter, enter the same bike, or the same driver picks them up. She goes together with this child and drops the child in the school. And by the time she comes back, she goes and picks her child back. Don't trust any uncle. Don't trust any cousin, be they male or female. Because even our male children are being abused on a daily basis. On a daily basis. You see how this baby was destroyed. And this trauma will go on for a long time. Although she was taken to the hospital for, tests and all of that. And the test came out showing that, excuse me, she's not pregnant, or I wouldn't know, because I have heard of children of 5 years, 7 years, 6 years being pregnant. But the test came out to tell them that this girl has been molested severally, as in it is a daily occurrence for God knows how long. Thank God to that class teacher. For those of you who will always fight your children's class teacher, most times it is the teachers that have always saved us from this mess. Yet you find it difficult to respect your children's class teacher. The only thing you know how to do is when that child comes and reports his or her teacher, you tie your wrapper or you wear your jeans the next day and you go to fight a teacher who have always looked out for that your child or your children. Imagine that this teacher never bothered. Imagine that she never took note that this child always cries. Imagine that she wasn't close to this child to find out what actually is the problem. Imagine that she get to hear about it and she decided to close it off. What would have happened? This is a call to every parent, every caregiver, every guardian. Be careful. This family trusted this man so much, and that is the reason for this molestation. Before you go ahead saying is my uncle, is my nephew, or whatever, you have to be careful. And that is the reason I am here to tell you, please save our children, save our female children, save our male children. Take these children to the school by yourself, bring them back. It should be a shared responsibility. It is not the wife that should be doing this all of the time. The father should also be involved. It takes two to tango. I hope this message has been properly passed across. Don't let this repeat. Learn from other people's mistakes. Till I see you in my next video. Be blessed.